final table theory. Four-handed and three-handed, let's talk about now. Number one, make a stand, okay? At this point in the match, you're down to four three-handed, you can't win the tournament by folding, 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 folding. You just have to pick a hand and make a stand. That hand might be king-jack, or king-queen, or two deuces, or two threes. You know, I mean, or even ace-9 or ace-8. Maybe even an ace-3. At some point, you just have to make a stand and pretty much go with that hand, because the blinds get pretty high, and if you get away with making that stand, you'll have a lot of chips, and you're in good position to kind of sit back, but don't be afraid to make another stand shortly thereafter, because in order to win this thing, you're probably going to have to bust some players. Reading ability is huge, 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 four and three-handed and two-handed. You've learned a lot if you're paying attention in a nine-handed, eight-handed, seven-handed. People are going broke. You're seeing what other people are raising with. If you're on the cell phone talking to your wife the whole time, you might not have a very good feel for the table. You know what I mean? If you're on your computer playing, you know, online poker the same time you play a satellite, you probably won't have a very good feel for the table. But if you're doing if you're on your trio, checking stock prices, or doing business, or checking emails, you won't have a good idea of what's happening. But if you're paying attention, if your mind is in the game, you're going to notice people's tendencies. What are they raising with? Are they overplaying hands? Is there a guy that will raise before the flop, but he will never bet on the flop unless he hits the flop? That's a guy I like to have at the table. He'll raise with ace-king, you know, and maybe I'll call him with queen-jack in the big blind, and if he hits nothing, he never puts another bet in, giving me the max chance to hit my queen or jack. I mean, pay attention to all these little things. Your reading ability is what's going to give you a chance to get to the one hole. That, more than anything else, and I've emphasized that throughout the course, you have to be able to read players well, or at least read their betting patterns well. Also, by the time you get down to four or three-handed, there's a lot more playable hands, unless your gut or your heart says fold. You know, I mean, someone raises up, you're three-handed, you have king-queen in the small blind, you know, or king-jack, or king-10, or queen-jack. That's a hand all of a sudden you can call with. Even if they're raising with ace-deuce, you're only 60-40, and you might have flop a straight draw or a flush draw and bet them off of the ace-deuce anyway. Now, at the end of the first degree brown belt strategy, you know final table theory is about reading players. Tight at the beginning, making a few reads, making a stand or two, and listening to your gut. That's what it's all about. Next, I'm going to bring you into the world of the black belt.